Bloomborough brings 34 new commanders to the table. Today I'm going to build Eluge the Shoreless Sea from scratch, not using EDH Rec as a guide. The purpose of this video is to show my methodology using mostly Scryfall for how I build decks from scratch, from 0 to 100, and kind of a name pending idea. I might change the name of this later on, but as you can see, here is Eluge the Shoreless Sea. It's 1 triple blue for a star. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of islands you control. Whenever Eluge enters or attacks, put a flood counter on target land. It's an island in addition to its other types for as long as it has a flood counter on it. The first instant or sorcery spell you cast each turn costs blue or 1 less to cast for each land you control with a flood counter on it. And so what this means is that your spells are going to cost at least 1 less to cast, minimum, no matter what. And so this is going to work on each player's turn. So what that means is you can play instant spells, you can play counter spells, removal, draw cards, whatever, each turn of the table. And so what I'm going to do here is have an instant matters and island matters deck for Eluge. I'm going to also make sure that the cards are less than $20 each. I'm not going to include stuff like Fierce Guardianship and Mana Drain and Force of Will because those are a little bit pricey, and if you have them, you're going to play them, right? So that's kind of the deal there. So here we go. Eluge the Shoreless Sea. This is the EDH Rec page. Not really useful right now, but here we go. Here's the deck list. So starting with the lands, we're going to do this. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to start with the lands, then we're going to go to the ramp, then the draw, then the removal, then the islands matter cards, instant speed matter cards, payoffs, win conditions, new cards, and then, the upgrades will be at the end. But here we go. So starting with the lands, we're going to do island first. Obviously, this is, you need a lot of these in your deck. So here we go. Change the number of islands. We're going to start with 25. Can always change that number. There we go, 25 islands. And going to Myriad Landscape. I know people are a little bit down on Myriad Landscape. Okay, I had the wrong tab there. Here we go. Let's open this up. This is going to be quicker. Copy, paste. And there we go. Myriad Landscape. Let's close this tab. Here we go. All right, scrolling down. There's not that many non-basics I'm going to put in here. We're going to try War Room. We're going to try, let's see, Scavenger Grounds, of course. Plaza of Heroes is kind of a maybe. Depending on how you want your deck to look, you could add that in later. Bonder's Enclave, similar to War Room. Those cards I'm not 100% sure about, but Instant Speed Matters deck is, it's going to think about wanting those cards in the deck. Now, the bounce lands, maybe, depending on how many MDFCs you have in the deck. I don't know how much I really want that. This is a lot of colorless mana, so it's not super helpful. Primal Amulet, not technically a land, but that's 100% going in. Vesuva copies, which might be good. I don't know for sure in this first build if I'm going to put it in there. And right now we're just trying to do a quick and dirty build, get this thing off the ground here. So here we go. I think that's probably good for the lands on the colorless side. Okay. Actually, there's a new one. I think it's Abstergo Entertainment. We're going to go release state. And here we go. Abstergo Entertainment. This also hurts graveyards, which is good. We want to interact with our opponents. Oh, another one. Talon Gates of Madara. This is a phasing land. This one's pretty good, actually. Yeah, we're going to do that. Horizon of Progress. This actually might be good, too. I don't know if that's out of the price range. But either way, here we go. War Room. Actually, it shouldn't be because I sorted by price range. Here we go. Scavenger Grounds. I know this first section of the list is a little bit boring with the lands, but we're starting here just so we don't accidentally build 90 cards and whoops, we got to cut a bunch for the lands. So we're doing this. Other people may change their strategy. A lot of people start with I'm going to start with the specific cards, the payoffs, and that's fair. That's totally fair. I just don't want to way overdo it on those because you can get a little bit caught up. Some of these are a little pricey, but we're gonna throw them in here. So this is kind of not a budget deck, but not a, oh geez, that's actually pretty pricey. You know what? Talon Gates, if you have it, put it in. I don't want to overdo it on the budget here. Horizon of Progress. Okay, this is $5. I said anything 20 or less, but really I probably should have put a little bit cheaper on that. Okay, so done with that land section there, and now we're gonna go to the mono blue land section here. So Odawara is a similar situation. It's almost $20. If you have it, put it in. We're going to do Mystic Sanctuary, 100%. Castle Vantress is probably going in. Rivendell. These lands that you can activate instant speed are quite good. Slundi Vision is going to be good in our deck with the instant sorceries. Sink into Stupor. O'Hare Papatique. This one, instant spells, you have gain rebound. Maybe if with counter spells it doesn't work as well, but we might put it in. Here we go. Let's see. And I think that might be it for the blue lands, for the basic blue lands here. And just double checking really quick. That should do it. All right. This is going to be pretty quick on these. Oh, there we go. Add the Mystic Sanctuary, Castle Vantress. And I could have made this even quicker, just adding about, 36 islands, but we're going to have a little bit of fun with the lands here. Pardon my voice. I have a tiny bit of a, not really a cold, but something going on. All right, here we go. Sink into Stupor. You're in. I know this is a little bit tedious. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if this type of video is interesting, if the built from scratch idea is interesting. Here we go. Oh, and before I forget, channel analytics. So I would like to hit 1,000 subscribers sometime soon. I got to post more often, but we're currently around 400. And if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know. So here we go. Going to ramp. Close this tab. Here we go. Soul Ring, Arcade Signet. We'll do Felwar because it's 2-drop that could produce blue potentially. Mind Stone doesn't produce blue, but it's pretty decent. Solemn Simulacrum, maybe it's not. This might not be the deck for it. Here we go. Sword of the Animist. I'm a sucker for this card. Ornithopter Paradise. Let's see. Sky Diamond, 100%. That is going in. I'm putting mostly 2-drop ramp in here. Sword of Hearth and Home, maybe, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I probably should have sorted this a little bit better because I got a couple things in here that are not really blue cards, but wow, Urza's that cheap now? Okay. Sapphire Medallion. Is that really? No, that's $2 now. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. Prismatic Lens. I don't know about that. That's not as good as Mind Stone. Silver Mirror, I think I want. And let's see. That should probably be good. Cold Steel Heart actually could make blue, so that's something that I often forget about. This might be too much ramp. I can always cut stuff later. Some of these... Why is this labeled as ramp? Expropriate? Okay, this is a little crazy. Some people got a little crazy with their Oracle tags there. You know what? Let's call this good on the ramp. Some of these are very questionable ramp cards. Soul Ring. Here we go. That is in. Some people don't like Soul Ring in their decks. Some play groups play without it. If we could start from scratch, I probably would not have Soul Ring legal, but it's if it's just Soul Ring, it's fine. But if you add in the Mana Crypts and the Jewel Lotus and everything, and you got a ton of fast mana, then you run into the situation where your format is super fast, so your mileage may vary on the crazy ramp. So here we go. Wayfarer's Bauble. Shout out to Commander's Quarters. Sword of the Animist. Shout out to myself. This is my Wayfarer's Bauble. I just love Sword of the Animist. Ornithopter Paradise. Another card that, if you don't know what to put in your deck, put Ornithopter Paradise in there. It's good in most decks. Sky Diamond. You don't often play Sky Diamond, the Diamond Cycle, but monocolor decks can sometimes make use of them, especially with a 4-drop commander. Sapphire Medallion. I actually don't know, in a final list, this one is kind of a maybe, because with your commander, your stuff will be cheaper. Although if your commander dies, then it's nice to have the medallion. So, Cold Steel Heart. This might be too much ramp, to be honest. I probably don't need this much. Wow, that's $5 for that. Oh my goodness. Okay. Here we go. And here we go. Removal. We're starting lands, ramp, draw, removal. I guess we're going to start with removal in this order. Again, Otawara, if you have it, play it. We'll start with a Pongify, Reality Shift. Hullbreaker Horror is really good in this deck. It has a combo with Displacer Kitten, I think, but I don't know if we're going to be putting that in there. And here we go. We're just going to throw in some good stuff here. Mostly instant sorcery. Mystic Confluence is going to be great here. That betrays. Mostly instant sorcery. Sublime Epiphany. Cryptic Command. Instant sorcery removal mostly. Witness Protection. Nope, that's not instant sorcery. Karn's Temporal Sundering. So we are going to put extra turn spells in here. I know that's salty, but this one is a maybe. We'll chuck that in the maybe board. Step Through. Wow, that's a new one. Okay. Nope, don't need that. This is sort of my EDH rec rank, correct? Yes. And actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Type instant. Here we go. That will narrow it down a little bit. Blue Elemental Blast. The red Elemental one is better if you're in red. Those are better. Hydro Blast, same deal. But if your meta is a lot of red, then you can do that. So Decoy Gambit is kind of fun. I don't know if that's really that great, but Retraction Helix has some combos, I think. Let's see. We're just going to put a few of these in to start so that we have something so that we for sure have removal in the deck. Gale Strike, that's a new one. Don't Blink. Ether Gust, totally lost. Some of these are really old, wacky cards here. Okay, you know what? Let's start with this. And before I forget, Elminster Simulacrum. Before I forget, I'm putting this card in because I know I want this in the deck at some point. This is a crazy fun card. So here we go. You know what? We're gonna put Decoy Gambit in there just because it's wacky. You don't often get to play Decoy Gambit in a deck. Temporal Sundering. I mean, honestly, you know, we're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Cryptic Command. You don't often play this because it's triple blue. And here we go. Sublime Epiphany. This card has a little bit more common play in decks. If it wants to load. Actually, how many lands do we have? 30. Wow, exactly 36. I did not plan that. Mystic Confluence. And actually, it's more than 36 because I have a couple of MDFCs in there as well. So, Hullbreaker Horror. Stuff with Flash is also more important for this deck. Now, the question is, do you want to run cards like Vidalcan Orrery or Leyline of, I think, Anticipation? You might in a final version of the deck. I don't know 100%. Right now, I'm going to skip it and just put mostly instants in there. But yeah, your mileage may vary on that. So counter spells. This is also removal, so we're going to counter spell, negate, Arcane Denial. Offer You Can't Refuse, Swan Song. Skip some of the super expensive ones. Did I do the price? I did. Okay. Narset's Reversal is good. Delay is underrated. Mana Leak is not bad. I mean, people... Oh, Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial is going to be really good in this deck because it's a 1 mana negate when you have your commander out. Spell Swindle, maybe. This is 5 mana, but you get a ramp a bit. Archmage's Charm. Memory Lapse, maybe. I don't want to put way too many counters. This deck's already going to be salty enough, so... When I first build decks, I try not to make them overly salty. I say as I put a deck with counter spells and extra turns in it. So, I don't know. You're playing mono blue. People know what's up a little bit, so... But I won't be putting in like the super expensive stuff. I probably won't put in infinite combos in this first version. You're certainly welcome to do that. Eluge is definitely a card like Talrand and like some other blue commanders that can just end up very toxic. You can play, infinite counter spells. You can do some crazy stuff. So, Supreme Will is actually counter or draw. I kind of like the idea of that. Flare of Denial. Maybe not in this deck. Yeah, the bargain counter spells are interesting. But yeah, let's just start here for now. I don't want way too many. I think 10 is already pushing it. I don't know if I pulled up 10 or not, but yeah, negate is better than Essence Scatter. There's a lot of non-creature spells that can just wreck your day. So also it counters. So Offer You Can't Refuse. That's a classic. Swan Song. That's a classic. And these are great because right when you play your commander, that same turn... Oh my god, $14 for this card? Okay. Well, that's a little bit pricey on this semi-budget, not budget deck, but we're going to put it in there. It's an older card, so you may have it already. Delay. Narset's Reversal is great because you can counter like a Cultivate and really ramp yourself up there. We're going to put Mana Leak in. Not a lot of decks run Mana Leak, but I think it's a tiny bit underrated in Commander. Stubborn Denial is definitely a card you should play if you have a large commander. We're going to skip this one just so I have room for stuff here. Archmage's Charm going in. What are we at? 15 minutes? Oh my goodness. Okay. I gotta hurry up. 3 steps ahead. Remand. Supreme Will. Let's put in Supreme Will. Actually, 3 steps ahead might be better here. We're gonna do 3 steps ahead. And then the other 2 I will skip for now. Okay. And this is still counter spells. Okay, we're gonna stop there on the counter spells. Okay, now this is Island. Number of islands. So Island matters cards. So Scourge of the Fleet, Spectral Deluge, Charix is that's kind of a maybe. Gulf the Shores, Vidalcan Shackles, and I think that's good for that. And then here we go. So Scourge of the Fleets. This bounces a lot of creatures, and we are not playing Cyclonic Rift in this version because it's out of the budget, but certainly put Cyclonic Rift in this deck, and yeah, 100% do that because it's a salty card, but you are mono blue, and you want removal, and you want a way to win, so Cyclonic Rift would be in the deck if not for the budget. But yes, here we go. Gulf the Shore, Vidalcan Shackles. These are just kind of flavor adds. Vidalcan Shackles is like maybe not the strongest card, but okay. And this is like another version of it. So this is each island, number of island each island. So Flow of Knowledge, Flow of Ideas. Quicksilver Fountain. So I should have mentioned this one earlier, but Quicksilver Fountain reads, at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player puts a flood counter on target non-island they control. It's an island as long as it has a flood counter on it. And if all lands are play, remove all flood counters, or if all lands are islands. This card is kind of a maybe. I don't know if it's really good in Eluge, but I might chuck it in this version just to try it out. Flow of Knowledge. So Flow of Knowledge is for sure pretty good in here because you're going to draw like quite a few cards off that. Flow of Ideas. This one, it's pricey, 6 mana, but you don't have to discard, and hopefully it'll be cheaper with Eluge. We'll put the fountain in there, and if we're over on the numbers here, we will cut some stuff here. We're at 81 already. Oh my god. Okay. Tempest Djinn. Not a lot of decks play Tempest Djinn. This is fun. All right. you can tell your friends, hey, I have Tempest Djinn in this deck, and then play some Time Warps. And all right, Displacer Kitten is going in. Oh, here we go. This is kind of the non-creature spell payoff. Oh, Essence Flux. This is kind of a rando, like the Flicker card. You do want a couple of Flicker cards for Eluge so you can get more, because this is 1 mana. It protects Eluge, and then it also kind of ramps up your stuff. Another rando card, Wave Break, Hippocamp. I typed these in earlier because I knew I'd forget them. They don't show up in some of the searches, but one of your caster's first spell during each opponent's turn, draw a card. This is great in this deck, obviously. So what did I type here? These are extra turns. You know what? Let's start on the extra turns. So Temporal Manipulation, Nexus of Fate, Time Warp. We're gonna skip Expropriate. This is, wow, this is only $10 now. Okay, maybe you know what? We might put that in. Capture of Jingzhu. I butchered the name. $9. Yeah, we'll start with that. So this is a bunch of extra turn spells. Not super fun for a lot of players, but okay. So this one's 20. We're gonna actually not do that. This one's also 20. We'll just put a few of them in there. Okay, but yeah, if you got the budget, put more of them in because you cast them for like 3 mana or 2 mana values, maybe even free, and you just kind of get a lot of value there. Capture of Jingzhu. So this is $10. Yeah, I did put a soft limit of 20 just in case there's a card that, like, really wanted to put in there. But yeah, put a few of those in there. So Displacer Kitten, you are in. There's also a colorless card equals C. Tag. Let's just do that and do EDH rank. Let's see. Desecrate Reality. Here we go. So this, for each opponent, exile up to 1 target permanent they control with an even mana value. I knew I wanted to put this in because this is not a lot of decks can play this. Okay, that was kind of a specific one. So Displacer Kitten is searched. Okay, and these are the payoffs. So Jingataxis, Chrome Host Seed Shark, pretty good. So Mercurial Spell Dancer copies your stuff. This is interesting. I don't know if I would put that in the deck initially. Whispering Wizard is pretty good. Let's see. Serum Sovereign lets you draw. That's a maybe. Are these sorted by EDH rank? They are. Oh, this is 2020. These are new cards with the spell slinger stuff. I'm like, we're missing quite a few here. Here we go. Let's actually get rid of the year limiter. Let's see. Oh, okay. Whenever. Here we go. Shark Typhoon. Yes, that is in for sure. And I think that might be it for that. Okay, so Archmage Emeritus, Talrand, of course. Baral, maybe. I'm not going to put it in the initial version, but maybe. Cards that make your instant sorceries cheaper is good. Oh, I should have put that in the list as well. Let's see. Oh, instant cost less. It's just a quick and dirty search here. Okay, so I think I had that pulled up already, but there's a new one. Kefnet, maybe. Thunderclap Drake. That's what I was thinking of. That card, I think, can make a splash here. So we're going to start with that and then call that good. Okay. Let's put in Jingataxius. Here we go. Now, this card is a little bit questionable. This one does not want to load, does it? You know what? I can't get this. Can't get this thing to load here. Let's go. Oh, it's being very finicky. Okay, you know what? We're going to skip that for now. That one's also a little bit questionable because you want expensive spells for that to work. So I don't know. In the first version, I might not put it in there because I have a lot of cheap counter spells, and it's not going to trigger off those. So, yeah, here we go. Serum Sovereign. Let's see. This one helps you draw cards. I'm actually going to skip that one, too. Shark Typhoon is great, though. We're gonna do that. A little pricey at the front of it, but really good on the other end. Archmage Emeritus, 100% playing that. Talrand. And ironically, you probably don't need a lot of card draw in here. But yeah, so here we go. This is whenever instant. Okay. I had, oh, Mystic, Murmuring Mystic. Did I not add that one yet? Thought I did. Okay, I did as now. Thunderclap Drake. You can copy your stuff. So if you have an extra turn spell, you can copy it with the Drake. Always good. Kefnet. So this one's good with extra turns. Not good with counter spells. But let's temporarily, what do we have? We're probably very close. We'll leave that there for a second. Come back to it. And we're very close. 97 cards. Did I not have the draw one added here? These are draw instead. So Teferi's Ageless Insight is also another card that's kind of a question. We don't know for sure about that. Oh, I had the cost list already pulled up. Let's do this. Let's see. Type. Okay, here we go. And actually, yeah, we'll do opt and consider because those are cheap. Those aren't actually draw, they're cantrips, but and then we'll do Brain Surge. I'll type that in. I could just type in opt, honestly. And consider, and then that puts us at 100. This is a very quick and sloppy deck, but you get the basic gist of what goes on here. So 100 cards, we have removal, we have counter spells, we have Island Matters, we have a little bit of draw. I would probably put more draw in the deck starting out. I could probably cut like a Cold Steel Heart to save a little bit of money there. Actually, Mind Stone might be a better cut because you can draw later in the game, but I do want to get Eluge quickly. And the colorless doesn't necessarily help as much. So let's actually do that. I know that looks weird to cut Mind Stone, but we're going to do that. So draw. Now the spell book is... let's do this here. Here we go. So, and draw. Instant speed draw. We do have a couple of draw with the Islands Matter draw cards, so... Here we go. We're going to throw in one more draw spell just to be safe. Behold the Multiverse is probably fine. Quick Study, I know that's it's kind of a silly one, but you know it's just nice and easy. You know what? We could put Quick Study in there. Think Twice is also okay. Leadership Vacuum is interesting because it's removal and cantrip. Let's actually do that. A little bit of both. Leadership Vacuum. Here we go. So this is it. This is the version 1.0 of the deck. Estimated deck cost 193. That's under 200. So pseudo budget. Salt score is maybe a little above average. I'm not sure what the average is, but so here you go. I got a lot of extra turns, a lot of counter spells. I'll use the shortlist C. What do you guys think about this style of video? Do you want me to build decks live, or should I just have them already pre-built and then kind of emphasize the cards that are in it? Because this is kind of a little bit finicky, but it's kind of fun to just start from nothing, starting from zero, not looking at EDH rec, not looking at like combo pages and stuff like that. I find that building decks in this method gives me a little bit more of an understanding of what I want to do with a deck, like which cards are important for the deck, what did I miss, and then you can go to EDH Rec or read articles or watch videos and say, oh, okay, I missed that one card over there, and let's see if that can find a slot in the deck. And so, yeah, with playtesting, this deck I feel would definitely improve. This is kind of a sloppy version, but it looks pretty decent to start out. We do have all the bases covered. We have enough lands. We got some MDFCs in there. We got some ramp. We got some draw. We got all that we need. But again, we'd have to test it. We'd have to check everything and really fine tune it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like the live deck builds? And until next time.